Welcome to Cuckoo Crazy Crochet. Hi, my name is Ronnie. Today we are going to make a small version of Jack Skellington. This is what he looks like. And this is what you'll need. You'll need a 4mm hook, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, some white yarn, and some black yarn. So why don't you get your black yarn and your crochet hook ready, and we'll get to work. You'll also need stuffing. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on his leg. We're going to make 2 legs and then we're going to crochet them together. So first leg, you need to make a magic circle with 6 single crochets in the middle of that magic circle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and close it up. Now we need to put 2 single crochets in each stitch around, for a total of 12 stitches when you are done. And I will meet you back here when I'm done with that. Okay, I've got my 12 single crochets done. 4 rows 3 to 14, you'll be doing 1 single crochet in each stitch round, totaling 12 stitches at the end of each round. You'll be doing 4 rows of single crochet, and then when I get done, I will meet back here with you. Your work will gradually curl up. Don't forget to turn it right side out. Hook your tail down inside, and then finish your rounds. I have 10 rows left, and I'll be back in a minute. Once you get your leg done, it should look something like this. Keep your stitch marker in until we fasten the legs together. Now you should fasten off this one from your skeiny yarn and make another one, and I'll be back with you when I have mine done. This is what your second leg should look like. So now you have 2 legs. And at this time we're going to take a little bit of stuffing and we're going to stuff both of them. Make sure you get it clear down to the toe. We're not going to stuff it all the way. About 3/4 of the way full. Okay, now we're going to connect them together. The stitch here where you left off, this is where we're going to join it at. Take our yarn. We have both loops on our hook. We're going to make a slip stitch right there. And then we're just going to put one single crochet in each stitch around until we come to where we need to join again. And I'll meet you there. Okay, I've single crocheted around the one leg. I'm at my last stitch, and I'm just going to put my hook in that last stitch. We'll go from the inside out and then put our hook in the other leg. And do a slip knot right there, or a slip stitch, I'm sorry. Then we're going to continue around the second leg with one single crochet in each stitch around until you come up to the marker. And I'll be back. Okay, I've made it here to my last stitch. I'm going to make one more single crochet in the last stitch. And this is what it should look like. It should be fastened in the middle. Can you see that? Sometimes when you fasten two things together like this, you'll have a little hole. So that's why I left this tail. So you can take your tail and you can sew up that little hole, but if you don't have a little hole, then I just like to stick it in the stuffing, pull it out the leg, and cut it off. It's okay if you have a little hole in the middle, and it's okay if you don't. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put one single crochet in each stitch around both of the legs to form the body. For the next 6 rows, you'll do 1 single crochet in each stitch, and when I get done, then I'll show you how to fasten the white yarn for his vest, and we'll be back. Okay, I've done my 6 rows of single crochet, and this is what I have so far. What we're going to do at this time is we're going to finish stuffing the legs. Now I have my legs stuffed. We'll stuff the belly here after this next part. What you need to do is you need to flatten it and find where your 2 middle stitches are. I have 26 single crochet around, so you can just count. My 2 middle parts are here. You need to put a stitch marker in that first middle stitch. This is where we're going to fasten our white. So I'm going to single crochet from this stitch until I get to this stitch, and when I get to this stitch, then I'll show you how to fasten on your white, and we'll work on his chest part. I'll be right back. Okay, I have stopped 1 single crochet before the stitch marker. I'm going to go ahead and take the stitch marker out. You go into the stitch as if you were going to finish it with the black, but instead we're going to take the white. Just a minute. And we're going to fasten the white on. Pull your lip through there and then make a single crochet. In the next 2 stitches, we're going to make 1 single crochet with the white. And before we finish this single crochet, we're going to add back the black. Then we're going to continue with the black until we come back up to that middle spot. Stop 2 stitches before you hit the white, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I've stopped 2 stitches before. What we're going to do now is we're going to change to white in this very next stitch, and then we're going to have 4 single white crochets, and then we're going to switch back to the black. Switch yarn. Make sure you don't get your white tail. Your white tail can just be stuck down inside. going to do our 4 single crochets. 2, 3, and on this last one, we're going to change back to the black. And then we're going to continue with black until we get close to the white again, and I'll meet you up then. Okay, I've made it back to the white. I've stopped 2 stitches before so we can re-add the white. And now we're going to drop the white and add the black. On this next row, you're just going to do it like you did this row we just went by. Do all your blacks, and then the stitch before the white, you're going to add the white, and then you're going to drop the white and add the black on this next row. And then for 2 rows after, we're going to decrease the white until it's gone, and then we're going to just have black. So I'll be back with you when it's time to decrease the white. Just 1 more row with 6 of the white, and I'll be back. Sorry about that. Okay, I've made it back. I've done the 1 row without you. And now we're going to start decreasing the white. So I've stopped 1 stitch before the white. We're going to do 1 single crochet in it and 1 single crochet in the white. But we're also going to change our yarn right there. And now we should have 4 single crochet in white, and in the last single crochet we're going to drop the white and we're going to pick up the black. So now this white, this very last white single crochet should be the beginning of the black. And I will go completely around with the black, and then I'll be back to help you with the white. Okay, I've made it back around to the white. This first white single crochet, we're going to make it black. We're not going to finish it all the way, we're going to add the white. And then we're going to have 2 white single crochets right here. And then this one will turn, no, this one, sorry about that. This one we will drop the white, pick up the black, and make this one a black single crochet. Since we are all done with the white, you may now fasten off your white, because the next round will go around and those 2 stitches will be black. So go ahead and fasten off the white. finish this row in black and go completely around in black, and I'll meet you back here when I'm done. I think it's worth mentioning that I just take the 2 white ends and I tie them in a knot, and then we'll just stuff them down inside, cover them with stuffing later, and not have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about weaving it in. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've made it around and got my last black row done. Now in this next row, we're gonna single crochet in the first stitch and single crochet 2 together in the next 2. 1 single crochet in the next 2 together in the last 2. Now we're going to do this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, made it all the way around. Now we're going to take a moment and we're going to stuff the body. Make sure that you poke it down into the legs just a little bit. Stuff him until he's full. Don't worry about this white part, this shirt that's poking through there. At this part right here, we will be making a tie and placing it, sewing it on right about where my thumb is, so you won't be seeing that part of it. Okay, now we're going to decrease 1 more row. We're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 together. One single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 together, and that's your repeat for this row, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end, and you should have 12 single crochets, or around about there. And we're going to fasten off the black. It's time to add the white so we can do his head. Going to add the white in the very last stitch of the black. Now we're just going to do one single crochet around to the end, and when you get to the end you should still have 12 single crochets, and I'll meet you when I get there. Okay, I've made it to the end. Should still have 12 single crochets all the way around. In this next round we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. And I will meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. You should now have 24 single crochets all the way around. In this next row we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You will still have a total of 24 stitches, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. In this next row, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and 2 single crochet in the next stitch. You'll repeat this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I have made it to the end. You should have been putting 2 single crochets in that last stitch, and you should have a total of 36 stitches around. In this next row we will be doing 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the third stitch. One single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and 2 single crochet in the third stitch. This is your repeat for this round, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. You should be putting 2 single crochets in the last stitch. You should have a total of 48 stitches all the way around. In the next 6 rows we will do 1 single crochet in each of those 48 stitches. At the end of each row you will have 48 stitches. Don't forget to move your stitch marker when you finish your end. And then we'll do the decreases when I come back. Right at the moment he should look a little dorky. He should look like this with a flat place where his head's supposed to go. When we get back we'll do a row of decreases, and then we'll stuff part of the head. I'll be back when I have my 6 rows done. Okay, I've made it. I'm done with my 6 rows of single crochet. If your head looks like this, where it's rolled under, you can roll it up now so that it looks like this. And we're going to move on to the decreases. So for this row we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, then a single decrease. So 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, and a single crochet decrease. And you'll repeat this clear around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it around to the end. We're going to take a little bit of stuffing and we're going to stuff the neck. because it might not be so easy once we get the head fully done. Okay. In this round, we're going to do one single crochet, single crochet decrease, one single crochet, single crochet decrease. You're going to do that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. You should be putting a single crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches. You should have 24 single crochets all the way around. In this row, we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around until we get to the end. You should still have 24 stitches at the end, and when I get there, I'll be back. Okay, I've made it to the end. Now we're going to stuff the head just a little bit. In this row, we're going to do one single crochet in the next stitch and a single crochet decrease. One single crochet in the next stitch and a single crochet decrease. You're going to do this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. You should have 16 stitches. You should have been putting 2 together on the last 2 stitches. In this row, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You should still have 16 16 single crochets at the end of the row, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, I made it to the end, and then next row we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch and then a single crochet decrease, 1 single crochet in the next stitch and a single crochet decrease. After this row, we're going to finish stuffing the head, and I'll be back with you at the end. Okay, I made it to the end. Now we're going to finish stuffing the head, and this could be a little tricky. So take your time. Make sure you get enough stuffing in there to suit your needs, whether you want the head soft or firm. I prefer firm. Just take your stuffing and push it down in. Make sure you get all the sides. I'm going to finish stuffing my head, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've stuffed his head. He definitely looks a little bit better. We're going to do one more row, and it'll be decreases all the way around. This will definitely be a harder row to do, but it's necessary. get done, I'll meet back up with you. We'll go from there. Okay, I got that done. Now we're going to fasten off the white. We're going to leave a long tail for sewing in the end and finishing it off. So make your knot. And get your darning needle. We're going to weave in and out of these stitches. Just like this. When we get to the end, just pull tight, close it up. Make another knot. And we're going to hide it in the head. I'm going to do it one more time. Pull tight and clip it off. And this is what he should look like so far. Next, we're going to make his eyes and his arms, and then his bow tie. And when I'm ready to do that, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. With your white yarn, we want to make a magic circle. And in this magic circle, we're going to put 6 single crochets. The next row, we're going to do one single crochet in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. That will be your repeat for this round. When I'm done with mine, I'll be back. Okay, I am back. On your last single crochet, you should have been putting 2 single crochet in that last stitch. You should have 9 single crochets all the way around, For rows 3 and 4, we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch for a total of 9 stitches at the end of the round. When your work starts curling up, make sure that you put the right side out, and I'll be back when I'm done with round 4. Okay, I've made it to the end of the round of my 4 rounds. We're going to fasten off the white. We're going to add the black. Rows 5 to 14, we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You'll still have 9 stitches, 9 single crochets at the end of each row. And when I'm done with row 14, I'll be back to show you what to do next. Okay, I've made it to the end. And now we're going to stuff the arm. Making sure you get it clear down to the bottom. And don't overstuff it. We're going to stop stuffing it a little ways from the top. Because we're going to slip stitch the end together. So you want to squeeze the top together. Make sure that where you started your new yarn and ended your new yarn, it is on one of the sides. It's just going to go underneath 2 loops on one side, underneath 2 loops on the other side, and slip stitch. And do that all the way across. Should be about 4 stitches. Leave a long tail for sewing. Fasten it off. You'll want to pause here and make another one. And next we'll make the eyes. For the eyes we're going to use black. Make a magic ring with 6 single crochets in the middle. Close up your ring. Next, we're going to put 2 single crochet in each of the 6 stitches. Totaling 12 single crochets around, and when I get done with mine, I'll be back. I've made it to the end. This will be the final round. We're gonna 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 in the second. One single crochet in the next stitch and 2 in the next stitch after that. That's your repeat. Do that all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the end. Now I'm just going to slip stitch into that last single crochet. I'm going to leave a long tail for sewing and fasten off. You might want to stretch it out just a little. Onward to the bow tie. Pull out some yarn here. We're going to make a magic circle. With 6 single crochet. Close up that magic circle. For rounds 2 and 3, we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and at each end of the round you'll have 6 single crochet. When it starts on the 3rd row, it'll curve up. Just push it back out. And I'll be back when I have mine done. Okay, I've made it to the end. And this is what you should have so far. We're going to flip it so that the right side is out. Should be able to put your finger in there. I'm going to cut this tail down a little ways and poke it in the middle. Now we're going to chain 8. And we're going to slip stitch all the way back down. working on the bow tie legs because this is a spider. I do my slip stitches in the back humps. I'm on the last one. Whoops. Now you want to slip stitch in the same spot as the chain. We're gonna slip stitch into the next chain and chain 8. And do it again. So slip stitch all the way down this leg, slip stitch into the same spot, slip stitch into the next chain, into the next stitch, chain 8, slip stitch down, and slip stitch into the same spot, and I'll meet you back here when I've done mine. Okay, I've done mine. And this is what you should have so far. We're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then slip stitch into the next stitch after that. And we're going to start our chainings. So chain 8, you're going to do this leg, you're going to do the second leg and the third leg, and then I'll meet back up when I'm done. Once you get that done, there's one stitch left, so we're going to slip stitch in it, and we're going to fasten off. Leave a long tail for sewing. Now you may pull on your legs, straighten them out a little bit. And this is what it should look like so far. Okay, we're going to set that down, put away our black yarn. Grab our white yarn, pull just a little off the white, and we're going to give our spider 2 eyes. So pick a side, I think we'll come up here, and just put 2 little eyes in. That's what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to fasten off my yarn, make a knot, cut it down a little ways and stuff it in there, and I'll be back when I have that done. Welcome back. Now what you should have 2 arms, 2 eyes, 1 spider bow, and a full body. So get your work ready. We're going to do his face. We're going to put the eyes on first, and then the mouth and the nose. And I'll be back when I'm ready. Let's sew on the face. We're going to take and sew one eye about here, and then this other eye about there. Try and get the white of the belly kind of in the middle of the 2 eyes. So set one eye aside. Put this one right here. You can also get some pins out. Just some straight pins. And you can put them in here to hold the eye on. So it can't go anywhere. But you don't have to. Just something to help it make it easier. And you can also take the other eye and pin it on as well. But I find that difficult, so it's up to you. Whichever way you want to do it is fine. Go down into a stitch and come out the hole. Remember not to go through the yarn, but the hole in between your stitches. We're going to come up underneath the underneath the V there, the stitches, and pull it all the way through. Then we're going to go right back down in the same hole that we came up. Just like that. And do one more with you. Underneath the V. And go right back down the hole. You will find that you pull out some of your stuffing. That's alright. We'll just pick it off later. When I get my eye sewn on, I'll be back. Sew that other eye on with you. Okay, when you're done sewing on your eye, come back out the same hole that we took the other end out. We're going to tie it in a knot. Fasten off the extra yarn. And we're going to hide our ends. So go down the same hole. Come out somewhere else. Go down that same hole. Come out somewhere else. And we're going to clip off that yarn. Get your other eye ready. I think I'm going to sew it on right about there. And when I'm done with that, I'll be back. Okay, I've got his eyes done. Now we're going to do the nose. So come in from the side. I'm going to come out about there maybe. Leave a long tail there to weave in later. I'm going to go down two holes and come out up here. And again, right about there. Then we're going to come over this way. See how this looks. There he has two nose. If you see a lot of white stuffing around your eyes, you can just grab a hold of it and pull it out. And now we're going to do the mouth. Let's see, how about right there. Coming down here. That looks good. I'm going to start over here. Right about there. We're going to do the lines. You can put as many or as little of these lines on that you want. as close together as far apart as you want. It's all up to you. He's your Jack. And when you get done with your lines, come back out, same spot that you went in. There. My face is done. That's about what you should have. Okay, I'm gonna tie my yarn in a knot, hide the ends, and I'll be back when I've got that done. Okay, I'm done with that. If you've noticed around your head where we got little indents where you went in and out of your work, hiding your yarn, just stick your hook, your needle, in there and pull, and it should bring it out. It's an easy fix. Nothing to worry about. Alright, next we're gonna put on his arms. It's a lot easier than what it sounds. We're going to tuck it up into his neck area. I got my face a little off center. That's alright. Okay. On your arms, the spot here where we changed from white to black, that needs to be facing downward, so you hide it on his body. I think I'll start with this on first. Tilt his head a little bit, and we're gonna go in a hole. And that's where his arm's going to be. So I'll do this first one with you. Okay. You come up. I know it's a little harder on the black to see, but there's holes at the top where you slip stitch together. Those are the holes we're going to go into. So you come up your first hole, bring your yarn through, and then go down in his neck and out the back. Make sure that your yarn comes over your arm, just like that. Then we're going to do it again in the next hole. down in the neck and out the back. Making sure your yarn loops over the end. Next hole. It's right there. Go down in the neck and out the back. Next hole. It can be a little hard to get your holes, just keep trying. And you'll eventually get it in there. I have one more hole at the very end. Wiggle it back and forth and just pop it through. And there's your first arm. Now what I like to do is go back down in here and come up. See if you can see that. Come up on the side of the arm, and we're going to put a stitch there too. And then we're going to go to the front of your work. And we're going to put another stitch on the side of the arm. You see that there? That helps to hold it down, hold it in place. And we're going to come out the back. If you want your arms to lay flatter than that, you can come in and go up through here, somewhere down here, and then stitch it into your, and make a stitch there too. And I'm not going to do that with this one. You take your other arm, and you're going to fasten it right there. And And when I get done with my arm, I'll be back and we'll sew on the bow tie. Okay, I'm done with that. This is what he should look like so far. Now we're going to put his bow tie on. And it's going to be right about there. And this is not that hard. Maybe a little bit more awkward than the rest. But we're going to take the tail from the magic circle and we're going to just pull him back to the front, to the back. Make sure all your little tails are hidden underneath. Position him the way you want it to look. And sew him on just like you would the arm or the eyes. Watch them legs. And you come back around his body. Go in one hole and out another one. Doesn't really matter if you split the yarn on this part or not. Nobody's going to see it. Just keep going around the rim here, coming up one spot and out the other. Then when you get done, come out the same hole that your original tail is, and I'll meet you when I'm done with mine. Okay, I got done with him. Now just pull out his little legs. And this is my Jack Skellington. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you like the videos I've done so far, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll always know when I put out new videos. I do have lots of videos planned for the future. My next video will be on Oogie Boogie. I've gotten lots of requests for him. Please like this video and share it if possible. I thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and until next time, have a nice night.